Strange occurrences in this Selma home inspired newspaper reporter Kathryn Windham to write a series of books that have thrilled readers of all ages since the 1960s. Her children named their resident ghost Jeffrey.
I really became concerned over the fact that we were losing so many of the ghost stories. Television had come into our homes and people were not telling stories the way they once did. Families were not carrying on the storytelling tradition. And these great ghost stories that the older people knew were being lost because those people were dying and the stories were dying with them because nobody had taken time to listen to the details and get all the stories historically accurate and do the stories justice. And it just grieved me that we were losing these ghost stories by the hundreds. And I almost felt like I was on a mission to save ghost stories. And for a good many years, I traveled throughout the South trying to save these stories that are such a rich part of our heritage. You know, without Jeffrey, I don't know what I'd be doing. Somebody asked my son Ben one day, said, you know, your mother writes those crazy ghost stories. Said, surely you don't believe in ghosts. Ben said, well, they sent 3 of us to college. So, you know, have to have some belief. And I do owe a great deal to Jeffrey. He stretched the boundaries of my life and put me in touch with most interesting people that I would never have met otherwise. He even went to Washington with me once and got in the Library of Congress and messed up their file and their card catalog. This was before the day that when everything was on computer there. They wrote me a letter on the official stationery from the Library of Congress asking me to please send for Jeffrey. These are all ghosts that people have given me through the years, and all kinds of ghosts, ceramic and wax candles, and one corn husk doll ghost. The ghost tales worldwide, so many of them have similarities. You hear the same story with slight variations. I think the Phantom Hitchhiker is the best example of that. That's told worldwide, a story of somebody who stops on a dreary, lonely night and sees a young girl by the road and stops and picks her up. And she asks to be taken home, and when they get to the address she gives them, she's disappeared, not in the car anymore. And they inquire and find out she'd been killed in an automobile accident on that spot years before and keeps trying to return home. I have heard that story nearly everywhere I've ever told stories. And not long ago, somebody sent me a clipping from a South African newspaper with that story in it, as though it had just happened there in South Africa. And it's told worldwide. There are certain themes that run through, and that's one of them. The Phantom Hitchhiker. Bottle trees go way back in Southern folklore. And it is said that if you put empty bottles on the branches of a tree, blue glass bottles, you'll keep evil away. Because the evil spirits have a great deal of curiosity. And when they see a bottle, they want to go into the bottle and see what's there. And once they go into that bottle on your bottle tree, they cannot find their way out. And so you are protected from the evil spirit. I've never seen a ghost. And actually, you do not have to believe in ghosts to enjoy a good ghost story. Doesn't matter whether you believe in ghosts or not. All old river towns have unusually good ghost stories, and more ghost stories than most other places. Why that's true, I do not know, but it never fails. All old river towns have treasures of ghost stories. I think it's the fact that we really don't know Nearly everything we have a scientific explanation for, and we're pretty sure about things. But we're not quite sure about